Welcome back to Tech Talks from Commercial Baking. In this two-part segment, sponsored by AMF Bakery Systems, I'm speaking with Martin Dahlbeck, Director of Engineering, about how AMF PackTech is addressing current industry trends through modern packaging technology. In part two, Martin and I will be discussing demands for more health-minded consumers and how the packaging area is meeting modern labor needs. Another thing that consumers are sort of demanding is they are looking at portion control as a way to control health so that they can still have indulgent products. So, how are things like single serve items or even half loaves impacting bakers, and what do they need to be aware of for making sure that they're packaging efficiently?
The question is, how can, without changing all my pans in my front of bakery and the middle of bakery, how can I offer smaller products? And so our response, AFM's response to that is to offer as an option between the slicer and the bagger, a special conveyor that has a splitter turner, and that basically takes a loaf after slicing and basically divide it and turn one end to have the crumb facing the bottom of the bag so the customer can see the crumb and make sure if it's a wheat or a fruit or white bread that they're buying. And at the same time, keep the remainder of the operation the same for bagging. So basically, in our case, we bring the bag over the bread and then you can seal it. So the fun thing with that, it comes as an option. So for plan that are not sure right now if they want it or not, they just need to buy, I would say, the combo format, which is a more condensed equipment. And basically, later on during the coming years, they can come back and have, without dismantling the whole line, just add this equipment on our conveyors because we know that trend will come, but right now it's not all the plant that are sure if they're going to join the parade. So that's how we were thinking of supplying that solution.
All right, so the last trend I want to talk about is a little bit more introspective for a bakery operation, and that's labor. I think that this is an area that is greatly impacted by the labor shortages that the entire industry is experiencing. How can AMF Pack Tech Solutions help not only reduce the need for labor downstream, but also empower the labor that bakeries do have in that area and even help retain those workers to continue on for this next generation of a workforce?
The challenge is not only the training, because that was something we work a lot at AMF, providing documents and some videos that you can show operators prior to operate. So you can have what the name of each piece of equipment. So you have a common language and then train people as we implement equipment. We always offer the training. But what happened after 15 days when you have a full new crew there? So basically, the answer is simple machines. And it's reside a lot in removing all the manual mechanical adjustment that the previous generation were used to and make the machine interface or the HMI more user-friendly and easy to operate. So we have developed at AMF an interface that allow operators to adjust equipment just by calling recipe and of preset parameters, and those are preset by experienced operators in the plant. So basically, you keep the key person because you always have some individual that will last over the decades in the same company. And those are the key person that can program the equipment. And so the AMF UX is a new visual intuitive operation that helps operators to access and call the recipe, and also for the experienced supervisor to do some adjustment. We still have those programs in development, but next development we're looking for future is to have auto setup modes. Same like this. When you buy a phone, it knows where you are, so it proposes you set up according to your situation. Imagine you put a loaf and the machine learn about the loaf and knows how to adjust the equipment according to the loaf size. So it's still under development, but we know that bakeries are not also already, they don't have sometimes the staff in the maintenance group. We still have some years, of development to do, and they do have also some years to refresh the crew that will be able to understand those.
So, with that, I mean, we've covered a lot of ground here. I guess the only question I have left for you is how can a bakery get in touch with AMF PackTech to learn more about what types of solutions would be right for their bakery operation to meet some of these trends?
The best thing is eventually to have open discussion with our sales force. Those individuals basically are product managers, do know, how to integrate a machine into a context, but more is to understand the conditions of the bakery. Having more discussion and not just, okay, you want packaging line, but having a more global analysis. This is how AMF can help, not only with the APM, but also with our apps engineers, looking with the customer what are the real conditions and where is the real problem, because we are able to have a global view and say, yes, you do have a problem with the wrap room, but you also have a problem there. So let's work, step by step through the whole process and help you out.
Okay. Well, Martin, this was just an incredible conversation and really uncovered so many different ways that packaging technology can address some of the most important trends happening in the baking industry. So I just want to say thank you so much for your time and for all of your incredible insight.
Anytime if you have other question, we'll be more than happy to help you and help your customer base.